Hi, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. Come on in.
Scissors and string. Soon it will be spring.
Hi, everybody, and this is episode 66 of the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. Today is May 29th, 2013. It is summer, I think, now. I grew up in Florida where you had hot and hotter as the seasons, or dry and hot and humid and hot, take your pick. So this past weekend was Memorial Day, and all the pools are now open, and the traffic will be horrible on Fridays getting home because everyone's going to the beaches. It went from 70-something degrees over the weekend as the high to, I think today is supposed to be 91. The cicadas are out in force, so flying bugs everywhere, and this weird cacophony undertone that you can hear, you probably, if I'm quiet. Yeah, it's just that hush little sound there. So, summertime, which means, I don't know, I should be knitting cotton or something. But I don't, because I like wool. Anyway, alright, let's get into it, because I am recording before work, and I need to hit the road. It is already, oh gosh, 8:23 in the morning. Time to go. So, if you'd like to keep in touch, if you want to join the Ravelry group, Plurk, Instagram, all those good things, check out the show notes at myordinaryjourney.com. It's all one word. Right there, that is where you want to go if you want to vote and participate and be interactive with the knitting game. That's where you do it. Alrighty, now speaking of the Ravelry group, we had some new members join this past week. Aren't you guys glad that I'm back on my weekly schedule? It makes it so much easier to keep track. We have welcoming this week Phyllis Jones 46, that's Phyllis. And then we have Kern Hughes, like the sheep, like the lady sheeps, Kern Hughes, and no name, but hi. And then DD0517, and that is Dee Dee. So welcome to the group, and thank you for joining us. Now, birthdays. Okay, so I was really wonky with recording and birthdays, so I may have already wished you a birthday, but I'm just kind of going back a few weeks just to make sure I've got everybody, and then I went forward a week to make sure I didn't have belated birthdays that I was forgetting about. So, having a birthday in and around this general time of the year is Jenny Heiss 56, and that is Jenny. Victoria Blue, Victoria. J. Roton, Julie. Many to Knit For, and that is Tab. Scully B is Michelle. And Phyllis Jones 46, that's Phyllis. Happy birthday, guys! So hopefully you had a great day. If you haven't had your day yet, hopefully it is awesome. Hopefully you get some goodies. Hopefully. Alright, so shout outs and announcements. So the Fredericksburg Spinners and Weavers Guild, if you haven't got your cookbook, it is $15. We are still taking pre-sale orders. Don't forget, it's not only the hard copy cookbook, but it is a code for a downloadable PDF version of the book. So if you like your cookbooks or your recipes accessible via computer, buy the cookbook, give the hard copy away to someone, keep the electronic version for yourself. That would be awesome. Again, no Fredericksburg area podcasters sit and knit this week. Miss Courtney, Stitches Please, is getting ready for a wedding in less than a week on Saturday. Yay! So, So she's got lots and lots of stuff to do, as you can imagine. Alrighty, guys. Oh, my cat. I'm wearing dress pants, and he's like wanting to love on my legs. So now I have to take the lint roller. Alrighty, folks. So May was the final month of the Armed Forces Fiber Fanatics Charity Soccer Club. And I have to say, I think it went off without a hitch for the most part. I got everything out to everybody on Saturday, like I was supposed to. I'm just going to grab something real quick. Sorry about that. And it was a bit of an emotional end. I was very glad because that means now I have the funds to donate, and I was very sad because I had a lot of fun doing it. I was very emotional to see it go. So I wanted to read to you every month, in case you weren't part of the club. I did a little thing where I would do kind of like a personal write-up, what inspired me for the month, what I thought of when I thought of the services that were represented by the yarn and things like that. And then I included a little bit about the colorway. It was either some input that the dyer gave me, or something centered around the colorway, explaining the naming, or something special about the yarn. And then the third part of each insert was a set of 10 dedications. Now, when I solicited everyone to sign up for the lottery, I also left a spot and asked individuals if they would like to dedicate their membership to anybody. Not that anything's, nobody's really going to see it except for the club members, because we had there was 5 months, we had exactly 50 dedications. So each month I included 10 of the dedications from everybody, even those of you that weren't part of the club. If you had a dedication, if you gave me that went into the insert. So I want to read you the final insert, the one for May, and not the dedications per se. I was going to do something with those. Maybe on the 4th of July, I think I'll do something just to kind of keep the AF3 love going. So here's the insert for May. And just in case you don't know, the colorway this month was, the inspiration was the Star Spangled Banner. So we went through for the armed services, and the Star Spangled Banner was the final month. So here we go. Oh, say, can you see? I have been thinking for days about what to write this month. There are so many themes of patriotism that flood into my mind when I think about what this final month of the AF3 Club means. The inspiration this month was based on the Star Spangled Banner. As symbols go, this simple, geometric cloth has been elevated to a complex patchwork of emotions and meanings. To some, it's a symbol of the country's strength. To others, it represents a rally point to gather after tragedy. It can be used as a symbol of our freedom of speech, and it inspires great works of art. It calls our young men and women to defend our freedom, and blankets those that pay the ultimate sacrifice. It is now Memorial Day weekend, and we have come full circle in our journey to honor those that have served and given their lives in defense of our flag. This month's colorway was also a subtle acknowledgement to all those behind the scenes that makes it possible for our service members to leave home, fight, defend, and hopefully return home. From Miss Wendy G, aka Silly Fru, helping our soldiers mentally recover in South Kakalaki, South Carolina, to Mrs. Kari, aka Kagi TM, supporting her soldier and others while away from home, to Lisa, aka Fiber Nymph, for supporting her son in the Marine Corps, to all the mothers, wives, sisters, brothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, and family members supporting their troops around the world. And to you, for helping keeping the true meaning of Memorial Day close to your hearts all year round. This month's colorway, Betsy's Legacy. This month's colorway, Betsy's Legacy, was provided by Sarah of Another Crafty Girl. As we talked about the naming of the colorway, it became very clear that we both wanted a meaningful name that went beyond just red, white, and blue. It was meant to honor America, its people, its spirit, its goals and aspirations, past, present, and future. I hope you've enjoyed the club, and thank you for your support. So I wanted to share with you now, if you don't want to see, if you haven't gotten your package, turn away for the next few seconds. Just listen. The actual colorway, and excuse me for the crinkling. I haven't actually opened my bag yet. This time I just stuck my hand in the box and I fished around and pulled out a skein of yarn. So that is what I am opening now. Alright, so without any further ado, this is Betsy's Legacy. It is done on Another Crafty Girl's Twinkle sock base. It is a fingering weight 2-ply, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. It is 438 yards. And it is absolutely beautiful. Now, our bag maker, if you selected the bag option for the club, I had no idea what fabric was chosen. Lacey wanted to keep it a surprise, so I had no idea of the design of the bag or the fabric, so this month was a surprise. And when I first pulled the bag out, I was like, oh, look at it, it's so cute. It's a little bag with a handle, and it came with a lining, and I was like, wait, it comes, but the lining didn't go all the way. Wait, what's going on here? And then I realized you can pull the lining up and there's a drawstring. So it is a baby little bucket bag. I just thought it was adorable. There, I can get it shut. Operator error. So it is a cute little bucket bag. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought it was adorable. Absolutely adorable, and I love it so much. So I am going to put my red, white, and blue yarn, my Betsy's Legacy, in my beautiful little bag. I love alliteration. So you may be asking, now that the AF3 club is over, how much did we raise? So, I told y'all a few weeks ago, I kind of said, you know, hey, here's a number, just remember, and I didn't say what that number was. The number was $1,430. That is how much you all helped me raise for the Wounded Warrior Project and the USO. Each one will get $715. Now, when I originally announced the club, I said it's projected to raise over $1,000. Actually, I said $1,100. And the reason why we were able to get so much more is because many of the dyers involved, after they quoted me their initial price for the yarn, the wholesale price that I paid them, they actually dropped and charged me less for each hank of yarn. So we were able to retain more funds for the charities. I also charged shipping, and that was supposed to cover the shipping and handling and the shipping supplies and everything like that. Those were a little bit more each month than the actual shipping was, and that helped offset the PayPal fees. So we were able to keep all of the money, the extra, the between the wholesale and what you guys were charged for the club. So that's how we ended up raising over $1,400. $1,400. So I think that was a really great thing. Alright. So enough weepiness. Everybody said that they cried when they read the insert. Now I know why. Now that I go back and read it out loud, it's like, oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, so that was the AF3 Club. I'm kicking around a similar idea for next year. So stay tuned. There may be an AF3 Club 2. Maybe. Just saying, keep an ear out. I'm entertaining the idea. Thinking of new and better things. Alright, so events. Spin Quest Adventure Retreat is August 24th in Front Royal, Virginia. There is a link in the show notes to the retreat page, so check that out for more information. I'm planning on being there because it's Front Royal, which is kind of right down the road. Okay, so the knitting game. I'm 15 minutes into it. It's time to get into the knitting game. So what I've been doing for this round of the knitting game is an American style voting, where the one package that has the most votes wins for the week. There were 4 packages to choose from, and what these packages consisted of is a tulle, a fiber, and a yarn element that I purchased at Maryland Sheep and Wool. So instead of bombarding everybody all at once with a whole bunch of stuff, I wanted to spread it out a little bit and make it a little bit more digestible to everyone involved. So this week we had up for a vote YouTube Southern Belle, Naughty Bits, and On Fire. And with 53% of the vote, the winning package was YouTube Southern Belle. Now you guys are probably going, what's YouTube Southern Belle? I don't get it. Alrighty. So the YouTube part of the package was my Into the World double rainbow braid of fiber. This is a merino silk 80/20 blend. If you guys are not familiar with double rainbow, go to YouTube, search for double rainbow, and just watch the hilarity ensue. This gentleman was so amazed at the sight of a double rainbow, it inspired Chris and her husband to name a colorway after. So I just got tickled. I couldn't help it. I love the name. My son loved the video. He showed it to me when it first came out. So I had to pick it up. So double rainbow, merino and silk. Alright. The Southern Belle part of the package is Miss Babs Maryland 2013 colorway. This is on her yummy hand-painted fingering yarn. It's a 2-ply superwash. And if you don't know, Miss Babs is from Tennessee, and she really is a Southern Belle. And she touched my yarn. Not only did she touch it while she made it, but she pulled the little hanging tag thing off of my yarn when I was in line. So I got to see and touch Miss Babs. So, the color, just this, particularly this little shock right here of this dark, it's like a dark pink, but it's so, it just caught my eye on the rack. And if you don't know, Miss Babs does a colorway for the show, and once it's gone, and it is not ever repeated. I'm not usually a pink person, but I couldn't help it. So this has some light pink blush, some hot pink shocks. There's also some purple, violet colors, and there's a little hint of some browns in there. Just some neutral little creamy camely browns. So this will be a shawl, no doubt about it. I'm going to do that into a shawl. So that was the fiber, and that was the yarn, and the tool I picked up. This is just a little thing. I was into little tools this time, just little tools. It's my spin control card, and I've been using it, and it's working out wonderfully. So I have my little spin control card on the little pull thing, which is exactly what I wanted. So yay! You probably can't see it. The camera probably won't focus on it. But there it is. So that was my Maryland Sheep and Wool stash. Alright, so some updates, some things I have in progress. Yeah, I still have some things in progress from the knitting game. I was able to work a little bit on the Vittorio this weekend. So I'm not quite halfway done yet. As you can see, last time we talked, it was at the little stitch marker there. I am using Diabolical yarn, and I am knitting these on size 6 US 4mm Chagu red lace. These are fixed circulars. They are not interchangeables. So that is my Vittorio. And that's all for the knitting game. Now, for my other projects, let me get to the finished objects. First, I have some. Yay! I have my Black Crow standing in line socks. They are finished. I want to show you guys. They are almost, the striping matches up perfectly. But there's a slight difference, and this is going to make them fun to wear. And people won't notice it, but I will know. I did, and this was on purpose, 2 different heels. This sock has a slip stitch heel where it's slip 1, knit 1, in the same pattern throughout the heel flap. This is the Eye of Partridge heel. So it's slip 1, knit 1 on one row, and then knit 1, slip 1. So you alternate. So my Black Crow standing in line socks done in Lollipop yarn, knit on size 1.5 US Chagu red lace needles for the body of the sock, and then size 0 US for the cuff ribbing. And this is just, these are Franken socks. I just kind of took toes from one, heels from another, just the pattern on the front and the leg. So these I will wear on Friday to work. Even though it's 90 degrees, yes, I'm going to wear wool socks, gosh darn it. So those are my Black Crow standing in line socks. The other project that I finished this week were my cupcakes. I don't know if you can see the little cupcakes. I have a half dozen little cupcakes, and if you can see, there's some here. This is my Lollipop yarn, so that's the pink and orange. This is green, blue, and orange. This is the purple and pink. So I used my Lollipop yarn to make some cupcakes. These are party favors for Miss Courtney's wedding. So, and I have a half dozen of cupcakes here to give her. She already has some that I have already passed off to her. 3, I think. So I have 4, 5, 6. I'm missing one. I think I have 7 here someplace. So one is not here. I have to find it. But anyway, so I have 10 cupcakes for Miss Courtney. So yay, I got to finish the cupcakes. I have to get them to her tonight, I think, somehow. So, what does that mean? That means I have another project that I'm actively working on that's been on the needles for a while. And starting June 1st, I'm going to have a knit along, and I don't know what the prize will be, but in an effort to knit to zero, I am picking up projects in my project bag stash. And this project is one that I cast on a year ago for my anniversary trip to Seattle and Alaska. These are my Bainbridge Fairy socks. I picked the yarn up. This is Cascade Superwash Hand Paints. I picked the yarn up at Church Mouse Yarns and More, and Tea, up on Bainbridge Island near Seattle, Washington. And I'm just going to do an afterthought heel on these. So, in an effort to get these done, because they've been sitting in a project bag, the knit along will be, I want you guys to find either your oldest sock yarn or your oldest socks that you still have on the needles and finish them in the month of June. Definitely can have been started forever ago, but I want you to pull them socks out or cast on your oldest sock yarn and knit up a pair of socks in June. So, here are the rules. You have to be a member of the group. You have to finish the socks, and you have to show a picture of the socks. One post per person, because it's supposed to be either, you know what, I'll do this. Your oldest socks that are currently on the needles and your oldest sock yarn, if you finish your other socks first. And then start another pair with your oldest sock yarn. So you can have up to 2 entries. So there will be a thread starting on 1 June in the forums for the knitting game group on Ravelry. So post a picture of your finished socks. So 1 post per person per either socks that are currently in progress on the needles and have been so for a while. And then once you finish those, if you start a new pair of socks using your oldest stash sock yarn, you get a 2nd entry. How about that? Alright, so we're going to get these socks done, guys. Socks done. Socks finished. Socks finished. So the only other project I've been, well, that's not true, but the only project I'm going to show you guys that I have worked on this week is my Rocky Coast cardigan. I didn't get much done. I think I got 2 rows, and that was last night. So, but it is coming along. I'm not, I'm not in a rush, super rush. I just need it by the fall, and as things are going, I think I'm going to make it. I've definitely gotten a lot further than I got with that Sayuri sweater, so we're doing good. So I have a whole bunch of stuff in timeout. And I talked about the finished objects already and the spinning. I went to the gym yesterday morning, so that schedule seems to be back on track, which is really good. So as soon as I get home tonight, and you guys won't know the difference because you'll just watch the show. I was going to say, as soon as I get home tonight, I'll edit this and post it online, but you guys won't know. Alright, so that was kind of pointless. It is now 8:50 and I have to book it out of here because I need to get to work. So I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Don't forget, on June 1st, I will open up the thread for the June Finish Your Socks Knit Along. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the show and didn't cry too much when I was reading my thing, because I cried. I'm sorry. But other than that, I hope you have a great one. Don't forget to vote. We still have 2 packages up for a vote, and this week it's going to be Naughty Bits or On Fire. So Naughty Bits or On Fire is up for votes, so don't forget to do that this week. So alrighty then, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.